both games were pretty close. Simon definitely had a chance there. He did a lot of damage. I think it would have been better if he transitioned into a more normal game, into an expansion and
I
into some
agree.
roaches or something. But oh well, it was still fun for us to watch. And
Still
next
fun.
up, yep, we're gonna go ahead and load us into the third game here. All right, and yes, I'm keeping a firm eye on the overlay. Don't you guys worry about that. This one's going to be a TVZ, and it's a plat level. So we're bouncing around the skill levels here pretty nicely. And let's go ahead and introduce the teal Terran up in the top left corner of Foxtrot Labs. All Inspiration Potato.
This guy's name. I love it.
I love this guy. He's been a great addition to the team since we got him.
Well, and without taking any credit away from Team Composites, blue Zerg player spawning at the bottom right of Foxtrot Labs. It is going to be... Don't yell at me if I mess this up, but I think it's Abonnen.
That's how I would say it. Abonnen? Although, who knows? Sin probably knows exactly how to say it.
Forgive
As
me
well as everyone else who's not
if
casting.
Team Composite is watching the stream. I don't intend to butcher any names. Please inform me if that is incorrect. But we're going to see a nice TVZ here on Foxtrot.
Oh, yeah. And Foxtrot is, I think I said this about another map, Catalina, but it's a fun map to cast games on. Like, not quite as fun to play on as a third player. I mean, where do you take your third as a third? Like, you could sneak that gold, and if it goes unnoticed, then it's actually amazing, but it's also extremely vulnerable if it does get noticed. And then the other third base, you have to, like, swing around the rocks, and it's like, it just takes forever. You got to spend time knocking those rocks down, and it just sort of throws me out of my game plan.
Well, technically, I mean, if you look at the matchup, I mean, we're looking at a TVZ, which is basically based on solid mechanics, at least in the current meta, where you have whoever tends to have the better mechanics is usually going to pull ahead. And with Terran, you typically want to expand toward your opponent. With Zerg, not so much. You kind of want to expand away from your opponent as a Zerg playing against a Terran. So I would say probably the best bet in this matchup for Abonnen is going to be that third to the north. Now, yes, there are rocks there, but Lings take out those rocks pretty quickly. And it's not going to be super hard to defend because, I mean, look at the gold. The mineral line is so incredibly exposed for tanks, for stimmed units,
anything.
And if you try to defend that with anything other than like Lings or Mutas, you're just going to have the Terran pick up the drop, boost right into the main, or drop units into the Nat on the way to the main. Like, it's just a much, much better play, especially with the creep distance, to just go ahead and get that third to the north of the natural.
Well, we'll have to see what Abonnen goes for here. That's why, generally on this map, I'll just do like a 2-base roach play, just to, completely take that out of the equation. And then, if you do damage, great. Then take the gold.
Yeah, and two-base roach play isn't really that bad in this option. I mean, this isn't exactly a huge map. The distance between two bases is not nearly as large as Deadwing, and especially when you go hatch first, which I believe this was, correct me if I'm wrong, you can set up the economy necessary to get those roaches out quickly.
Oh yeah, and it really looks like it is going to be a roach play here because we're still gasless for Abonnen.
Yeah,
just waiting for about that 5:30, 6 o'clock or 6-minute mark, to drop those double gases, and he is working on that little rock debris pile here. So.
Yeah, and one Ling, one Queen. Not it's going to take forever, but once those additional units start coming out, it's going to do a lot more damage. It's going to take down those rocks fairly quickly.
Now, something we didn't really touch on here is the fact that FruitPotato actually went CC first, so he's setting himself up very nicely here. Only a couple SCVs down, and he's going to have the double mule production already, and it looks like he's going to be going into a Hellion play after this fast expansion.
I like the way that he's positioning his structures, yes, there are some gaps between the gases and the mineral line. Lings could easily get in there, but not before taking a crazy amount of damage from that bunker. I mean, they would have to really be microed and swing around and not take a few shots coming off of that bunker. But it looks like we're going to have some additional tech structures coming out. It looks like he's opting for the 1-1-1 opening off of 2 base, which could really transition to anything. And just as I say that, going to go ahead and position some more depots to block off that pathway through the geysers into the mineral line. So good on FruitPotato for reading this map correctly, and just going to go ahead and defend any sort of some Ling run by harass. Going to force those Lings to make a decision, either run all the way around and take a bunch of damage, or run back.
So it looks like, okay, it's going to be a medevac here. He's keeping the tech lab on. And I'm pretty sure we saw FruitPotato do this exact same build against Harryar in the Allin 5. Didn't work out the greatest for him here. He's just setting up for like a stim Hellion attack, I believe. Or at least a defense. But we'll see. He's moving into more barracks here, so he's definitely going the bio route.
I like this 2 Hellion little scout squad. I mean, it's not... I mean, the what these are doing, they're not actually on an attack path. Now they're on an attack path, and they're going straight to scout that third. Going to make sure that, yep, okay, yep, I see it. Yep, it's done. All right, I know exactly what's coming on here. It's going to be a 3-base play of some sort, not looking for any sort of 2-base aggression. And now, with those 2 Hellions scouting that third, Terran can rest a little bit easier because he knows there's not some super nasty 2-base timing.
Oh, he actually juked out of there too. He managed to get his Hellions out. I thought they were dead. And at the same time, he's going to be moving a couple of Widow Mines into the main base here, and this is going to go completely unscouted.
Yep, and here comes the drop. And one goes down. Burrows, and it's going to get...
Oh, that was so many.
7.
Oh. Nothing to sneeze at here.
Oh!
3 more.
10 drones.
Spores are just now going down. Those guys are probably going to get another couple shots off, too, before they get taken out.
I think they're only going to get 1 shot each. If you can't get the spores up and get units in position to one of those is going to get a shot. One of them is definitely going to get a shot. Here we go, and one goes.
Wow.
Another
11 kills for 1 Widow Mine.
That was another 4. Oh, and the second one gets another 4. Oh my goodness! Such damage from 2 units. What a beautiful timing.
17 workers killed.
Oh my God, the damage is real.
And he's got a beautiful defensive setup here back at home. Now he's only staying on 2 base here.
I would not doubt to see the 3rd CC go down anytime soon.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting it already, actually, but we'll have to see. I mean, if he doesn't drop a 3rd base, then does he just start pumping out of these new barracks and move out with like 3-4 tanks?
I think he's saving up for the 3rd base. Wait, his money's getting a little high. I mean, that's not a whole lot of production structures off of 2 base. I mean, he is... 5 barracks production with 1 factory, 1 starport is the standard amount of production that you can have on 2 base and still opt for that 3rd base without going ham into your production. Now, he does have reactored medevacs, and he is going into full, what looks to be 4 reactored barracks. So this is going to be a very unit heavy play, but I still think that there's a possibility for a 3rd base soon. And I think he's just going to gear up for an assault and then fall back on that 3rd base.
Yeah, that's what it looks like here. He's timing this pretty nicely with combat shields and +1, but Baneling speed is going to be done by the time he moves in. And I think Zerg already has 1-1.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
I like this, though. He's got a good medevac count, he's got a good tank count, and he's got a good marine count. Yeah,
so
here we go.
Set up tanks out here? Tanks right here, right beside the edge, and then he's going to move the Marines in?
What he's going to do is he's going to elevator the Marines up while defending with the tanks. Oh, that's such a cute... That's such a cute spot.
That's
such a cute spot for the tank.
Wow, we got Lings and Banelings coming in from behind here, but the tanks are set up so nicely that they're not going to be able to break through.
That hero tank, all together, all 3 of these tanks have killed 28 units, and now we're going to have Stim Marines, Wrecking Shop, going to take out the gas. Super smart play. Going to deny any sort of tech. Roaches, Hydras, Lings, Banelings, it doesn't matter. He needs to just deny the gas. Going to try and snipe some upgrades.
Oh, Banelings coming in here. They're going to be able to clean it. Oh, just lift off.
The target
that is
fire.
such a good play. Because you can just lift off, and then the tanks are shooting the Banelings. And eventually you do that enough times, and Banelings die.
The abuse of the terrain is so real.
Oh, I'd like to see him move a tank up here onto the high ground.
Oh, I don't think so. He's got those tanks have so much range. I mean, because right now they're uncontested. Those tanks aren't. They don't even have any like life taken away.
Yeah, well, we do have +2/+2 about to finish here, and the Spire's up now. 10 mutas are going to pop in about 15 seconds here.
Oh my god, look at the supply though. Terran is so far ahead right now.
Oh yeah, he's moving out with a second force here. He's going to start attacking the third base.
Oh
and he's got so many units.
He's got so many units. The upgrades are still in favor of Zerg right now, and in a second we're going to have a far more mobile force from the Zerg. But, I mean, it's just...
It's going to start picking off these tanks here.
Oh, as he grabs 2 tanks, he's going to have to boost out. Oh, such a clutch move with those tanks. He's going to have to do something because those medevacs are dead.
Well, he's pulling the mutas away from the third base here, and he's moving in at the third base. He's going to be able to snipe this easy.
Super smart.
Yeah, great play here.
Oh god, that's so many Marines. The glass cannon damage out of those Marines. Look at those 2 mutas against I don't even know.
Not quite a fair fight.
Yeah, that's almost 36 Marines there. Like that's pretty absurd. And now we have a 3-base Terran against a 2-base Zerg. And for all of you that know StarCraft math, that does not bode well for the Zerg even a little bit.
Not at all. He's attacking with these drones. I don't even know if he meant to do that. But he just lost a ton more drones. Tank is finally going to go down, but I don't think FruitPotato really cares at this point.
No, I mean, and eventually this force is going to be cleaned up, but I think that cost Abonnen the game. He doesn't have the larva count. I mean, yeah, with a few good Banes, which don't even look like it's going to be an option. Oh, just in time. Yeah, this force is going to be cleaned up.
Wow, that was key. I mean, Abonnen absolutely needed that to happen, or else it would have been GG right there.
But at this point, the game's over. I mean, the armory is down. For +2 weapons and armor can now be researched. And only mutas being built out of Abonnen, and we got a 3rd base. This is sort of the last hurrah. 2 pain in the ass Marines just walking around, just shooting stuff.
That is so funny. So he's going to be coming for an attack at the gold base here. That's too bad. I like the decision for Abonnen to go for that gold because, I mean, you might as well at this point. You're desperate.
Yeah.
But it's going to be quickly snuffed out here.
Yep, just gets the cancel off, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. But this threat is going to be really hard here. And then he's also going to make use of his medevacs to be able to move up and down here. But he's got to be careful.
The snipe. Oh, the snipe on that. Oh, yeah. And those Marines are going to get cleaned up. Good pickoff from Abonnen. Going to go ahead and take out that medevac. But we got some Stim Marines. Oh, going to snipe that Bane. Great shot. The tank splash on those clumped up Banes.
Look at the macro here by FruitPotato. Every time he loses like 4 Marines, about 17 more join the fight, it seems like.
Now, Abonnen has to even the playing field with these Banes, but they're taking fight off creep. I don't agree with that.
The muta count is still something to worry about. Oh no, what is he doing? He's losing all his mutas.
Yeah, I don't think he was paying attention.
No, that's very unfortunate here. So I think FruitPotato is now going to seize the moment, as they say, and just
double
go ahead
the
and
supply of a Zerg. It's just clearing up some creep here. These Banes are good, but and they're now going to take the fight on creep, which is exactly what a Zerg wants. But I mean, at this point, we have 3 tanks with +1 damage from mech units. We're going to go ahead and have a good spread on those tanks. And now it's going to take 1 less shot from each of the tanks to smash the Banes. This is not looking good for Abonnen at all.
No, very well played right now by FruitPotato. He's showing the ability to macro very well here because, again, back home, he's got a handful, 4 medevacs, 5, 6 medevacs, 1 tank, and like just a ton of Marines here moving up.
Building a 4th
too.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can
And
take out those tanks either. I mean, these mutas are going to try, but by the time they get there,
here's the
Marines.
thing, too. 2-2 is complete now, and
Oh,
if you Zerg players know anything about 2-2, 2-2 Marines with medevac support, they just don't seem to die.
no. And there's the
And
GG.
yeah, well played. Nice manner coming out of Abonnen, and FruitPotato is going to go ahead and take that, bringing all inspiration up 2-1 against Team Composite. Congratulations. Both players played very well. A lot of really key plays from FruitPotato and a valiant effort in order to make that defense from Abonnen. But you, StarCraft math doesn't lie, man.
Yeah.
You eventually you're not going to be able to keep up as a Zerg on 2 base against 3 base Terrans. So
Yeah, for sure. And Fruit Potato, I mean, this guy, he's in Platinum League right now. I feel like he's on that brink. He's got to be top plat because when you watch him play, it just seems he plays with a purpose, right? Like you don't when you watch these games, especially when you're casting all Inspirations games during a CTL,
right,
you find a lot of games where some players just they're getting the factory and then they're getting the starport, but it's like they don't really know why they're doing it. Where when you see Fruit Potato, like he's got a specific use for everything he builds, and you can see it in a game like this where it really works out for him.
right, it's
And
true.
he also has very good map awareness, or he knows all the little spots on almost every map I've seen him play on. I mean, right there, putting the tank on that sort of middle high ground there where it's invincible to everything except Mutas was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great choice. It was a really good choice.
All right, well, we're going to take a short break, actually, probably about 10 minutes here while we get ourselves ready for the next 3 games. And we'll be right back. Thanks for being patient, and stay tuned.
We'll be back, guys.